The government will aim to reduce poverty incidence in the country to at least 17% by 2016. Let's have the full report from Freddie Abando.
The proposed 2015 national budget of 2.606 trillion pesos is anchored on the Aquino administration's commitment that no one, most especially the poor, should not be left behind. This is in line with government's commitment to reduce poverty incidence from 26% to 16 or 17% by the end of the president's term in 2016. Top priority has been given to the poorest and most vulnerable areas of the country. The massive investments of government in social protection programs for the past 4 years has gained strides in poverty reduction.
If you look at poverty incidence, in the first semester of 2013, it's down by 3.1%. That is more than 2.5 million poor people. If we continue at just 3%, but keeping in mind that every year we increase the investments to fight poverty, but just if we just keep at 3% every year, by the time 2015 ends, our MDG target to reduce poverty by half, which is 16%, we would be at 13%.
Next year's budget outlay will increase expenditures for programs in support of sustained inclusive growth, social protection, job generation and economic growth, climate change adaptation and mitigation, and enabling the environment for inclusive development. Social protection and services will include the conditional cash transfer program amounting to 64.7 billion pesos to benefit 4.4 million poor families, 37.2 billion pesos for PhilHealth coverage of 15.5 million families, 52.7 billion pesos for educational facilities to include classrooms, 25.7 billion pesos for the implementation of the Bangsamoro entity, and 7.3 billion pesos for Pamana to push peace settlements with other insurgent groups.
Here is a president who's giving that democracy meaning so that it's felt by the people through conditional cash transfer, through good education, to good health services, to better infrastructure, sustainable economic growth. So I think that's what this president and this administration is striving to do, so that by the next administration, you can begin to further consolidate democracy and make the institutions of democracy more mature and more insulated from what we've seen in the past. Constant attempt to erode, the institutions of democracy for personal gain and for, patronage objectives. And that's why we have been ignored for so many years of, that situation. So now we have been given this golden opportunity
to ensure programs and projects are implemented on schedule. Under the performance-informed budget, the bidding will be done this August to ensure that when the budget is signed at the end of the year, they will be implemented in early January. Congress will also conduct a periodic oversight of how government will spend the budget.
It's not an option anymore. It's a directive to the bureaucracy that you have to start pre-construction and pre-procurement activities on August 1. So that August, September, October, November, December, you have 5 years. It usually takes 5 months. It usually takes 4 to 6 months to do procurement. So we would have saved the government, on the average 5 months. So that when the budget is passed next year, and now we have the GAA as release document regime, on the first working day of January, the notices of awards and the notices to proceed can be issued.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.